All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division, where there are talks about the PBC and the deal that they have with Amazon Prime, not including fights with Terence Crawford or Jaron Ennis, and that being a reason why Terence Crawford cannot make an offer to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. Let's talk about that and other very convenient excuses in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where there are two extremely talented fighters that many people want to see in the ring soon. One is Terence Bud Crawford, the former undisputed champion at 140 and 147 pounds, and Jaron Boots Ennis, the undefeated up-and-coming fighter, newly crowned IBF champion, who was given that belt when the IBF took it away from Terence Crawford. Jaron Ennis sent a message to Terence Crawford and told Terence Crawford to send the contract. All of a sudden, people are responding and saying, Terence Crawford can't send the contract. There's no network. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really means a lot. And by the way, to everybody out there, well, I won't say it on this video, I'll say it on a live stream. But anyway, welcome back. And let's get into this, because this is a conversation that has taken place that I've had several times with large numbers of boxing fans at the same time. And it is the concept of send the contract. Now, Jaron Ennis, who is not somebody to do a whole lot of talking, seems to be a fairly quiet young man as far as his getting on camera and talking about what he wants to do and who he wants to fight. He's always taken the stance that he wants to fight anybody that they put in front of him, and that he wanted to fight for the titles. Now that he has titles, he says that he believes that this year is going to be the best year that he's had. But obviously, a lot of people want to see him fight Terence Crawford. So the argument is now coming from certain corners of the planet that cannot happen because there is no network for those guys to fight on. So Terence Crawford cannot send the contract. I don't really have a problem with that Terence Crawford cannot send Jaron Ennis a contract to fight at this moment, because there may or may not be details that they have not worked out. However, considering the sources, the people that are saying this, it's a cockamamie excuse, because that is not what people have been saying for years as it relates to other fighters. I've been talking till I'm purple in the face about this send the contract thing. How are you going to send a contract if you never even sit down and discuss terms first? You just can't do it. Or if you do it, you're going to wind up having a bunch of haggling back and forth. It's just send the contract and I'll sign is just a way to say, look, man, I don't care about the terms. I want to fight you. I'm not going to haggle over it. That's all that is. It doesn't mean that they're going to actually be able to give you a fully executable agreement and you're just going to sign off on that. However, things like the location of a fight, a network that the fight is going to be on, those are what you would call material terms to the agreement. However, it did never stop the same groups of people from saying that that's what people like Gary Russell Jr. should have done when he was sent a what was called a term sheet that did not have any date for the fight on it, did not have a network for the fight on it, didn't have a location for the fight on it. They were supposed to just sign it and keep it pushing, right? Look, all of this conversation about send the contract and Shakur Stevenson putting it on like a poster or whatever you call that thing and sending it across to Devin Haney or conversations from Terence Crawford about hedge funds and all of that stuff is fine and dandy. However, at the end of the day, their management teams have to get together and they have to talk about making that fight. And I'm certain that there's going to be a network that is going to be available to do it. And that network is more than likely going to be Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is a deal that is done by the PBC. There's this constant, source of negative information that comes out or negative expressions that come from people that don't like the PBC. Like, for example, it is January 15th, 2024 on the date that we're making this video. And there's already a bunch of people out there saying, when are they going to announce this fight? This Amazon Prime deal must be dead. It's not going to happen. When are they going to? Just because they have not announced fights did not mean that they're not making the fights and that they're not taking care of this. And I'm sure that they could find a way for Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis to be one of the 14 pay-per-views that they put on this year, provided that Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis are working within the financial terms or being realistic financially as to how much money they want to make in those fights. And now one of the things that may hold that up, though, is people's willingness to negotiate with Terence Crawford for 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 17, 20 months consecutively, in order to get him to agree to do something. That may be a burden, maybe a roadblock to getting a deal done, but I doubt very much that the availability of a network will be that. But at the end of the day, I hope we get to see that fight. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to get the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford fight. That to me seems like that's just, who knows? It may happen after a fight or two. Errol may actually be maybe playing it smart by having a fight between then and when he actually fights Terence Crawford and letting Terence Crawford sit around and figure out exactly who's he going to fight in the meantime, because for sure, Errol's got a network to fight on. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.